Pain, stiffness, swelling, loss of function. Those are just a few of the things that are regularly attributed to meniscus tears. And if you suffer with any of those, this is the video for you. Because I'm going to go over with you information that was just published by the Journal of the American Medical Association that shows the best way to deal with those issues. Let's get into this. The article that I'm referring to was this one, published in July of 2022, and it reviewed the data of what was called the ESCAPE trial, where a bunch of researchers in the Netherlands collected data from 9 different orthopedic departments spread throughout their country from 2013 to 2020. All told, there were about 300 people in this study, and these researchers compared the outcomes head-to-head for people who underwent arthroscopic surgery to repair their torn meniscus and people who underwent a handful of sessions of physical therapy. And the outcome after 5 years of undergoing these 2 different treatments was identical in terms of knee functionality. And the overall conclusion from this study was that physical therapy and rehabilitation should be the preferred treatment over surgery for people with these types of knee problems. Keeping the results of this study in mind, the next question is, what is needed to successfully rehabilitate a knee condition like this? Well, I can tell you for me that when a person comes in with a degenerative knee condition like meniscus tears and osteoarthritis, there are 3 things that I'm looking to accomplish. First, I want excellent muscle quality in the surrounding area. Second, I want to make sure that there is full range of motion at the joint. And finally, I need to make sure that there is a base level of strength and stamina surrounding that joint. Step number 1 is to begin improving the quality of the muscular tissue in the surrounding area. We're looking to get rid of any knots, trigger points, and adhesions that can be contributing to the pain and dysfunction that you're experiencing. Now, I know those massage guns have become super popular in the last few years, but in terms of bang for the buck, you really can't beat a simple foam roller. When it comes to areas of poor muscle quality affecting the health and functionality of your knees, the number 1 area that you should be concerned with are the big muscles here on the front of your thighs. Now, there are a couple different ways to roll these out. There's a beginner or a more basic way, and then there's an advanced way. Now, as always with self-myofascial release, there is a scanning component where you're figuring out which area you're going to focus on, and then there is the treatment component. So let's start off with the beginner method, where you'll place the roller in front of you just like this and lie over the top of it with equal weight placed on both thighs. And then you're going to slowly roll, kind of walking on your elbows from the bottom of the muscle to the top of the muscle. And as you do that, you want to pay attention. Try and find the area that is most sensitive or creates the most discomfort when you get over it. So for me, it's right about there. And then you're going to focus on that area exclusively, just going 6 inches back and forth, a real short roll for 30 to 45 seconds. The advanced technique adds a layer of intensity and a layer of specificity by treating each thigh independently. So to do this, you'll start off in the same position over the roll, and then you're going to rotate your body weight to one side. So you can see here my left thigh comes completely off of the roller, which means all of my body weight is pressed into my right thigh and through that foam roller, which increases the intensity, like I said, quite a bit. Sometimes people will even cross their leg, which adds to that effect. And then what this allows you to do is with your scan, as you go from bottom to top and top to bottom looking for that tender area, you can now rotate out onto the outside edge of the thigh and also scan that area from top to bottom. And you can even come to the inside of the thigh a little bit and check that spot as well. So for me, outside edge, right in the mid thigh is the most tender, and I would go back and forth there, 30 to 45 seconds. After that, switch over to the opposite thigh, scan, and repeat. A big part of ensuring your success when it comes to foam rolling and working on that muscle quality is selecting the right foam roller for you. Now, I'm a big fan of these high density foam rollers because they last forever, but there are 2 options there. There is the very firm option, which this one is, and you can see here with like 12 or 13 years of use, this thing shows no deformation whatsoever, so you got a lot of bang for your buck, but it's very hard. And there is a soft version that is also high density foam that is very merciful for anybody who has very tender tissue, or you've been in pain for a long period of time, or for people who are very thin and you don't have a lot of meat on your bones. It's a really good option, and I'll put links for both of those in the description below this video. Part 2 of this process is ensuring that you have full range of motion at the joint. And when it comes to the knee, full range of motion means that you can get into full extension where the knee is completely straight. We call that 0 degrees. And you can get into full flexion, so a deep knee bend where your calf is touching your hamstring. That's about 130 degrees. Now, the best way to practice this for anybody who has any level of degeneration or pain in the knees is from a non-weight bearing position. This way your body will not perceive a threat and it'll be more likely to open up and give you more range of motion. My favorite way to accomplish this is with an exercise ball and a movement that I call knee rolls. So once you've got your ball and a comfortable surface to lie on, just go flat on your back. Place your feet on top of the ball. And then what you're going to do is slowly roll the ball away from you and then slowly roll it back in. Just going back and forth. Can alter the position of your feet on the ball and get a little bit more range of motion that way. Straight or as close to it as you can get. As deep a bend as your body will comfortably allow. You don't want to force anything or push through pain here. You're just going rhythmically back and forth in the range of motion that your body allows. As you increase in your comfort of performing the motion and you feel more solid with it, you can speed up the repetitions just slightly. Ultimately, what we're looking for here is 40 to 50 repetitions, and you should be able to go slightly further into your range of motion at the end of it than you could at the beginning. Part 3 of this process is to increase your strength and stamina in the surrounding area. Now, 2 of the most important muscles that you should be focusing on here are the big muscles on the back of your thigh, the hamstrings and the glutes. My favorite movement for targeting both of these muscles is the leg curl on the ball. So for this, of course, you're going to need a ball and a comfortable surface to lie on. Once you've got that, just go flat on your back. Place your feet up on top of the ball, just like that. Hands should be out to the sides about 45 degrees off the side of your body for stability. You're going to see why in just a second. With your knees 90% straight, you're going to squeeze your rear end and elevate yourself up off of the floor until you are in a straight line from your chest to your shins. From there, what you're going to do is squeeze your butt muscles as tight as you can, bring your hips up to the ceiling as you draw your heels towards your rear end. You can see there you're getting a very deep knee bend. Slowly take it back out to almost completely straight, stopping just 5 or 10 degrees short, and then repeat. Slowly drawing in and back out. You'll notice as I go through this that the straight line from my chest across my thighs is maintained throughout. Slowly letting that out. That means that your glute muscles, these powerful hip extensors here, have to stay engaged the entire time. So again, like I said, great builder for strength and stamina because those big muscles on the back of the thigh are having to work both in a stability role and in a prime mover role. Leg curls like these on top of an exercise ball are extremely challenging to do well, especially when you're talking about performing multiple repetitions. So I want to show you a few simple modifications that you can use to make this exercise easier and still reap the benefits if you're not ready to go full on into the leg curls right off the bat. So the first modification is how you position the ball in relation to your body. The closer the ball is to you and the more your feet stick out past it, the less body weight you're supporting. Now, it's also going to shorten your range of motion quite a bit, but a lot of people who have difficulty in the fully extended position can be successful with this motion simply by choking up on the ball a little bit. So you could press up from here and then do a very short roll, still going nice and slow, still working all the same muscles, just through a much shorter range of motion that is more supported. So keep in mind that the distance that the ball is away from you will influence how challenging the motion is. Second option is for an isometric, which means you don't have to worry about the stability component of the ball. For this, you would substitute a chair for the ball. Let me show you what that looks like. For the isometric version, you're going to get rid of the motion component altogether, and what you're going to do is set yourself up in multiple positions to approximate the full range of motion, and you're just working it at various points along the way while removing the instability component. So once you've got your chair there, just go flat on your back. You'll start out with your feet close to the edge of that chair. Your knees are going to be very close to completely straight. Hands are still out to the sides. You're going to squeeze up till you get a straight line from your chest across your thighs. Hold there 10 to 15 seconds and slowly bring it down. From there, you'll scoot yourself a little bit closer to the ball, bend your knees just slightly, and come up to the same position. Straight line from your chest to your thighs. Hold 10 to 15 seconds and down. From there, you'll scoot in a little bit closer, a little bit more knee bend. Here I'm pretty close to 90 degrees. Squeezing up, a little bit more hamstring contraction here. You're gonna feel that in the back of the thighs. Hold 10 to 15 seconds, slowly down. And then the final position, you'll scooch in really close, bring those heels close to your rear end, deep knee bend here, squeeze up to the top. Again, straight line from the chest to the top of my thighs. Getting a lot of hamstring activation here. Hold 10 to 15 seconds and slowly bring it down. So this way, you're like working various points along the way and trying to get strength in all sections of that range of motion while not having to worry about the instability of being on top of an exercise ball. This is a great option that will allow you to slowly and safely build up your fitness level and maybe one day work yourself up to doing it on the exercise ball. In terms of sets and repetitions, a good goal with the leg curl would be to be able to perform 15 to 20 slow, controlled repetitions. And if you're going with the isometric version, a good goal would be to be able to do 3 full sets, spending 10 to 15 seconds in each of the 4 positions. That would provide you with that solid base of strength and stamina that's required for long-term joint health. The topic for this video was a suggestion from viewers just like you. So if there's a specific pain, posture, or rehab related topic that you want to know about, leave it in the comment section down below and I'll make a video about it. If you check the description, I'll put links for foam rollers, both hard and soft, before you head over to pick those up. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you're updated every time a new video drops. That's all for now. See you next time.